I saw a family this week and they wanted to meet me because their child was having a lot of behavioral challenges, and that behavior was coming in the way of his socialization. And he has a diagnosis of autism. And I wanted to share my insights about self stimulatory behaviors, anger management, and so on. Before I continue, I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Reena Singh. I'm an occupational therapist and I have been working with kids diagnosed with autism and other conditions since the last 24 years. So, when this family came to see me, this boy is now 7 years old, and the concern that they had majorly was with respect to anger, with respect to behaviors, with respect to increased self stimulatory behaviors. And this boy has come a long way. He was diagnosed with autism, and there were difficulties with communication, with socialization, to now where he is interacting, communicating, playing with friends. But as we know that when kids go down and play with other kids, they get bullied, they get teased, they are even made to there's this division, there's this groupism that happens. So whenever this happens with this boy, he comes back home and there's a lot of energy of anger and frustration that builds into his body, and he's not aware of what is he feeling. So all that he knows, the way to get out of that energy is to shout it out, scream it out, and engage in behaviors which may look like self-stimulation or which may look like anger management. So I wanted to talk about that. A lot of kids, that I know of, when they get a diagnosis of autism, we only see autism, we only see self-stimulation, we only see the behavior from the lens. Maybe not, maybe you don't do it, but most parents that I work with, they see every behavior through the lens of sensory behaviors, that it is a sensory behavior. That's what they think of. And sometimes gut is an issue. Parents work on that. Sometimes there are many, many, many other what you call facets of autism that needs to be looked upon. With this child, this particular part where I have what is called as a body marker, which means, when my hands are shivering, when my hands are sweating, I am anxious. So that body marker is equal to an emotion. That awareness is not there. And when a child starts engaging in self-stimulatory behavior, we feel we have to do something sensory. Oh, he's running, let's do some proprioceptive. Oh, he's flapping, let's give pressure on the hands. That's all that most parents think about. And I wanted to, shed this light where we need to talk about what the child is feeling. We need to work on what is called as an emotional vocabulary also. I'll tell you one more child who I'm working with. Two kids rather, okay? So this boy had a lot of tooth pain, and he was, because of the tooth pain, the self-stimulatory behaviors were on a very high. Now, if I know that, oh, it's because of tooth pain, then I manage the tooth pain, of course. But if I see, oh, it's tooth pain, and if I don't understand it's tooth pain, and if I try to just give deep pressure to calm him down or give him some calming activities to calm him down, that will not work. So what this parent did was they took a big photo of this child, like a gingerbread man, and they put that on a wall behind. Now, every time when this child, if suppose he had a tooth pain, they would write it down, tooth is paining. If the child had a stomach ache, they put it down, stomach is paining. They kept labeling it for the child, and they kind of matched the behavior. So this boy, when he came to see me, when he was given a task to do and it was difficult, he started jumping around, he started moving around. Now, I'm talking about your kids where they understand things. Even when they don't understand, I still give them an emotional vocabulary. But with this boy or many such boys, what I do is I say, look at your hands, they're moving so much, they're very fast. Oh, look at your feet, they want to stomp, 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 stomp. I think you're feeling very anxious. Okay, let's blow candles. And all that we did is we blow candles. We said, let's blow candles 10 times. So we did longer exhale. And we blow the candles and we spoke to this boy. See, now you're feeling different. So my point is, when a child is having more self-stimulatory behaviors, I want to, of course, work on sensory processing issues, but I want to also give an emotional vocabulary and label that emotion. When that emotion is labeled, it helps that chemistry in the body, which is like so jittery, like with this boy who was bullied, he was like so angry. So if I say, I know that you're angry, I can see that you're angry because your friends did not include you. Oh, they were bullying you. Oh, you're feeling bad about it. Oh, like I talk about what the child is feeling, emotions. With this boy who was having tooth pain, mom just said, oh, your tooth is paining. You're not feeling good. His behavior settled. What kids want is, that you understand me, you help me to understand what I'm feeling. When I was very little and I had this vomiting like feeling, I didn't know it was called nausea. Okay. And I used to say, I'm feeling like vomiting, feeling like vomiting. Then I learned the word. So I'm feeling pukish. Oh, this is called nausea. The feeling before fever, that feverish feeling, I didn't know it was a word called feverish until someone told me, oh, you're feeling feverish. The moment I could say it, I felt that energy settle in my body. So my point is, whatever that the body is feeling, look at your hands. Oh, they are all sweating. Oh, look at your forehead, it's sweating. These are the kinds of language that I would want to use for a child, and I would correlate it with the emotion that the child is feeling. I'll give you one more example. So this girl, this parent came to me, and this girl is like, I think 9 years old. Okay. And before she gets her menses, she has a diagnosis of autism. So all the examples that I'm giving are about a child who has a diagnosis of autism. So this girl has a diagnosis of autism, 9.5 year old. And before she gets her menstrual cycle, her self-stimulatory behaviors go up. She goes into a cocoon. She appears to be lost. Now, if I see it only from a lens of autism, it's like, oh, she's getting lost. Oh, she's getting regressed. But if I see this behavior from that entire perspective, oh, she may be having stomach pain. And I give that word to her. Oh, if she touches a stomach, and I'm like, oh, stomach is paining. Oh, like I label it for the child. My point that I'm trying to make is that I want to see a self-stimulatory behavior, not just from the lens of sensory. I want to see it, oh, the child is not well. Okay, how can I give more language? Not just emotions, but even a body talk. Okay, I talk for the child about what is happening to the child's body. I hope my point is kind of clear. My point is that when your child there is a self-stimulatory behaviors that increase, then instead of just seeing the behavior as, oh, the behavior has increased, if I can understand, oh, it could be related to stomach pain. Oh, it could be related to tooth pain. And if I know that that is the case, then instead of, like, so this parent that I'm talking about, whose daughter had stomach pain, and she said, that's why I think she's appearing lost. I said, instead of talking to me, and not just instead, but yeah, talk to me, but also talk to your daughter. And you say, oh, I see that you're feeling low. Oh, I see that you just want to lie down. Oh, I think you're not feeling well. Oh, your stomach is paining. Because a mom knows that she has toothache also, and she also has menstruation. Her periods would come, and she may be experiencing stomachache. My point that I'm only trying to convey, there was another boy, I'll tell you, this boy also, again, has a diagnosis of autism. He had gut challenges, okay? And whenever he went to any medical doctor, and they said, oh, his self-stimulatory behavior is increasing, and that self-stimulatory behavior that was increasing was because he was getting stomach pain. And it was like, yeah, kids diagnosed with autism have stomach issues. Yeah, they have gut challenges. And he later, when they got his what is that called, scopy done, they realized he had a lot of ulcers. And like, so my point, what I'm trying to tell you is, every self-stimulatory behavior is not about a sensory. Self-stimulatory behavior is about communication. I was shocked, when on this in this week, I was in my app talking to these parents who are in the Jigyasa app, and this is an app for parents who are in who speak Hindi. And then there's another one which we have for English also. But in this, one parent asked me, my child does a lot of hand flapping. So I said, what do you think you'll do? I'll stop him. I'll tell him not to do it. I'm like, why would you do that? And there are a lot of videos coming up that how to stop hand flapping, how to stop self-stimulatory behaviors. I don't want to stop self-stimulatory behaviors. I want to understand what is it that that behavior is communicating. Once I understand that, the child feels understood, the behavior automatically will get settled. So I don't have to target on self-stimulatory behavior. My Hindi app is called Jigyasa, which means curious. So instead of labeling, instead of as in, oh, this is self-stimulatory behavior, how about getting curious? Oh, what changed? Is he getting stomach pain? Is there a tooth pain? Is there kids have a lot of skin challenges. So what exactly is happening? And then correlating that behavior with the other change that have happened. I'll give you one more example. One parent told me that her son was doing very well and improving and everything. He's like around 4.5 years old, again diagnosed with autism, and he suddenly stopped talking. He suddenly not completely stopped talking, but he's become very hyperactive, which he was not. So I said, did something change? And the common answer that every parent tells me is, no, nothing changed. I'm like, okay, so think about it and let me know what has changed. Then mom said, his grandmom used to take care of him and she's gone to her native place, and it's maybe he's missing her. So I said, did you do that talking for him? And did you prepare him that, grandmom will go away for a few days and then she will come back? She said, I did not do that. And it's very natural for this boy to miss grandmom. And this boy is not yet very completely verbal. So he can't even say, where is she gone? When is she going to come back? So using visual supports, using social stories, preparing your child well in advance. So in this case, what seemed like a behavior which is disorganizing and child is hyper was about he missing his mom, a grandmom, and he was not able to ask, when will she come back? I am missing her. I want to be with her. So the entire reason I'm giving you so many examples is when you see self-stimulatory behavior, see it from a holistic perspective instead of just seeing it as a sensory processing challenge, or just whenever there is any stress, whenever there's any transition, whenever there's any change, the self-stimulatory behaviors would increase. And you talking for your child, acknowledging, speaking, labeling the emotion, labeling the body state. Oh, you feel sad. Oh, look at you, you're slouching. I think you're tired, or whatever. I mean, I talk. Oh, look at that. You took a nice deep breath. Oh, I see you're breathing very fast. Speak, speak for your child. Do the parallel talk. Talk as if you are the child's. You speak for your child as if you are you are the child. Speak at the level of your child. If you are like in your mid 30s or 40s or whatever, don't speak at that age. If your child is 5 years old, speak at what a child 5 year old would speak. So if a child is crying, I would say, I see that you're sad. How would a 5 year old speak? Speak like that. And instead of I see whatever, Mama, I'm feeling so sad. Mama, I'm upset. Where has grandmom gone? When will she come back? Oh, that's what you're thinking. And then give that answers, prepare visually. That's all I wanted to say. My point is, see the self-stimulatory behavior from a holistic perspective. The first boy that I spoke about, who had anger management issues, was actually not able to share that I feel alone. I feel I'm bullied. I feel that I am not a part of the group, and I want to be a part of the group. They just push me out of the group. I feel bad about it. When we speak that kind of a language, then it doesn't get into like, see, the aim is not just to manage the anger. The aim is to understand what's beneath it, and how can you help your child there. I hope I've made my point clear. Speak for your child. See the self-stimulatory behavior from a holistic perspective. That's all. Thank you.
Before you go, I wanted to invite you to our app, Autism Insights. In our app, the aim is to provide clarity and confidence to parents like you so that you can deal with the sensory behaviors of your child. We do this through 15 masterclasses, 5 detailed courses, and 4 detailed emotional wellness strategies. There are more than 100 techniques which are demonstrated, which you can learn and work with your kids. And more than that, we have 6 to 8 monthly meetups where you meet with us live, and there's this ongoing community support. My aim is to help that your child is able to regulate, learn, interact, and communicate effectively in all social situations and with every single person. That's my goal for you. I will see you on the inside, and let's grow and evolve together.